So one thing we can do when we're given an improper fraction, like 4/3, is we can rewrite it as a mixed number, okay? This is a lovely little comic about math. I thought it was funny. So a mixed number consists of a whole number part and a fraction, okay? And it's going to be written as follows. A, that's our whole number, and then our fraction. So for example, I have 5 1/4. I have -7 8/9. So we need to be sure we can convert from improper fractions to mixed numbers and from mixed numbers to improper fractions. So when we convert an improper fraction to a mixed number, we're going to divide the denominator into the numerator. So let's look at this example. I've got 9/5. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide 9 into 5. Now, you don't have to do long division. If you can do this in your head, go for it. If you want to go to a calculator, awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take long division style. How many times does 5 go into 9? Well, it goes once. Next, I need to identify the quotient. That's 1. That's how many times our number, how many times 5 goes into 9. Here's our divisor. That's what we're dividing by. And our remainder, 9 minus 5, is 4. So this written as a mixed number would be quotient plus, sorry, I thought I updated that, gang, plus remainder over divisor. So I've got 1 plus 4 over 5. So I've got 1 4/5. Let's take a look at this next example. I have 7/3. How many times does 3 go into 7? That's the important question. We can see it's 2, right? So if I have 3 going into 7, 3 goes into 7 2 times. That's our quotient. And here's our divisor. 2 times 3 is 6. I subtract that from my what I'm dividing to get my remainder of 1. So to rewrite this as a fraction, I have 2 and 1/3, right? I've got one piece left out of 3. So that's how we convert from an improper fraction to a mixed fraction. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at mixed to an improper fraction. So our step is, first we're going to multiply our whole number by the denominator and add the numerator to the product found in step 1. So what am I going to do? Well, let's remember that 1, if I wanted to write it as a fraction with 7 in the denominator, would be 7/7. And I would get, if I took 1 plus 3/7, we're going to talk about adding fractions in a little bit, but we add the numerators as long as the denominators are the same. So I'd have 10/7. I would get the same thing if I take 1 times 7 plus 3/7. So I'm taking the whole number times the denominator, so 1 times 7. I'm adding that to the numerator, and I'm writing my sum over my original denominator. Let's try this again for 2 1/4. I'm going to take 2 times 4 plus 1 over 4. And that gives me 8 plus 1 over 4, so 9/4. One thing I want to say is typically keeping your fractions as an improper fraction until the very end of a problem is the best step. I know fractions, nobody really likes working with fractions, but they're actually simpler to work with than mixed numbers. So I would caution you to avoid switching to a mixed number in the very end. Also, if you're given a problem and your resulting answer is an improper fraction, because these are equivalent, right, that means they're the same, you don't have to take the extra time and switch to a mixed number unless you are instructed to do so. Friendly reminder that I can write any integer, right, that's any negative number, any positive whole number, negative whole number, as a fraction with a denominator of 1, right? Because any number divided by 1 is itself. And this can come in handy when we get to multiplying and dividing fractions.